What are we to
This is
discern
fun.
from all of this? I'll tell you my take on this. It's a gut thing, okay? I don't know, but I know. Okay? I don't know, but I know. It's a gut thing. I don't know,
It's a gut thing.
but I know. It's a gut thing. I don't know, but I know. It's a gut thing. Okay? Make it make sense. It's very easy to debunk me, okay? Easy.
This one is for you, Candace Owens.
Okay? Easy. Super
It's a
internet
gut thing.
debunk me, okay? Or did he send it in the mail to him? Could somebody share that, please? I'm assuming it was an email. Can someone share the timestamp on that? Just kind of like authenticate that email, because I'm very aware of what's going on, okay? And I don't know how the executives over at Turning Point USA sleep at night, okay? I don't know how you can present yourselves as a Christian organization and not be dedicating yourself to the truth. No matter what the cost is, you tell the truth. That's it, okay? You don't hide it. You don't try to obfuscate it. You don't try to say, well, wait until the memorial event before we start looking into who murdered him. You tell the truth and you tell it immediately. And I don't think they're capable of doing that. And I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help, okay? I'm going to state this, and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright, okay? Charlie was done. He said it explicitly, that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion could happen? It's a yes or a no.
Yes. So, yeah, I hope, you guys get this, get the point over here. So Candace Owens, okay, is putting a charge to the people over there at Turning Point, right? So let's hear them, what they say about this whole thing, okay? So here are the people at Turning Point. So this is Andrew. This is Turning Point. This is the actual best friend of Charlie Kirk, who works there at Turning Point. They are right there. So let's listen to what they had to say.
The serpent is gentle as a dove, and you have to be able to really assess people's motives and cross-check things. And Charlie was the best at that.
Have you guys had a conversation, on the board and just C-level executives of the company? Have you guys talked to Erica about that? Just like looking out for opportunists that are going to be circling around her at this point?
I don't think I need to tell Erica that.
Yeah.
Erica is very shrewd. She's very smart. She's very sharp. There's a great story. I can't really tell you who this was, but it was a very important person. And it happened within hours of the news. And the call goes in. She takes it because it was a very important person. And the question was to her, okay, so just as a starting point, like, what do you know? And I think it was in reference to like Charlie's world, his work, his mission. Like, how much do you like know about what he was doing? Like, what was he doing? But it was inferred. It was like, so what do you know? And she was like, I know everything. And I was like, that's amazing. Because she did, because Charlie would go home. And if you knew Charlie, I mean, a lot of influencers, a lot of people in the space, they go out and they party, they do that.
Nope.
Charlie did not. He went straight home to Erica. If she was traveling with him, he went straight home to her very early and hung out with her. And they talked. And he would bounce ideas off.
Okay, so and here's another antidote over here. They are not naming names, but we can fill in the blanks. Okay, here we go.
Start taking down cameras immediately? Was it just in shock and just thinking like, this is what we do and just not thinking it's a crime scene?
I think massive shock. I think there's been some stories about the SD cards or whatever. That was because even in the shock, there was an understanding that the proximity of those cameras were A, going to be evidence, and they wanted to make sure that it didn't get stolen out of the cameras, but B, they didn't want anybody to run in. I mean, there was those videos of the kid running and grabbing the hats.
Yeah.
So there was an understanding. I mean, I talked to the team on that, and they said, because we know people can be evil.
Yeah.
And they grabbed the SD cards so that nobody could get that footage.
So that law enforcement could get it.
Did I answer your Maha question sufficiently? Yeah, okay. He loved Maha.
Well,
He loved Maha moms too. He thought that Maha was the most underappreciated and the most critical of the coalition, of Trump's 2024 coalition. And he wanted to grow it. And he had a real vision for that. And I think that's why he was always like, run, Alex, run, like do your thing. Because obviously he couldn't speak to the women like you could speak to the women, but he loves Bobby Kennedy, loved Bobby Kennedy and really respected him. By the way, there's this fun interview that RFK did with Charlie in, I think it was.
Okay, it was a long interview, so I'm just getting some of the highlights, what they talked about. All right.
I can't say it out loud, but Charlie did.
Does Erica have full confidence that we got the shooter, the right shooter?
I think so. And I also think, I think we're waiting to see if there's more details that will follow. Who knew in advance? Who radicalized them? Was there a funding network? All of that stuff I think is fair and open-ended questions that we can keep asking, and we should. But I have every confidence that Cash and Dan at the FBI and the whole DOJ are behind this, and the cooperation with local law enforcement has been tremendous. And so, yeah, I'm very aware that there are other theories of the case. And I would just say, listen, we have to open every door, pursue every lead, and be open to being surprised. That being said, there's a pretty high level of confidence that this is the truth and that they got the guy. And now we need to see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
How do you think this would have potentially played out differently if we would have had a Harris administration instead of a Trump?
Oh, gosh.
So that was that's Andrew. That's the best friend to Charlie Kirk. Okay. So somebody compiled this. I thought it did it did capture Candace Owens real good. They actually, I think they made a music video out of it. So it's kind of like funny. Watch this, guys. All right. There's no
don't know, but I know. Okay? I don't know, but I know. What are we to discern from all of this? I'll tell you my take on this. It's a gut thing, okay? I don't know, but I know. Okay? I don't know, but I know. It's a gut thing. I don't know, but I know. It's a gut thing. I don't know, but I know. It's a gut thing, okay? Make it make sense. It's very easy to debunk me, okay? Easy. Super internet, debunk me, okay? Easy. Super internet, debunk me, okay? Very easy. We've got other people that are doing different things, and they do not want us to prod the narrative. So I'm going to assume, doesn't make sense to prod the narrative. We've got other people, doesn't make sense to prod the narrative. We've got other people, doesn't make sense to prod the narrative. We've got other people that are doing different things. I don't know, but I know. Prod the narrative.
Yes, prod the narrative. Isn't that funny? I was just like, this was classic, guys. Okay. When was this interview? Was this Candace live yesterday? She was live. Yes, some of the stuff is live yesterday, and then she did another live today. But it's the same theme where she's going. Okay, how do you like that jam, man? That was a nice jam. I don't know. Yeah, man, you got a Candace. Yes, yes. The sources. Trust me, bro. Okay, trust me, bro. So yes, like I said, I was hired by Charlie Kirk, okay? So Turning Point need to produce evidence to say that I was not hired, okay? Because I was also hired by Turning Point 48 hours before the incident in Utah, okay? So I'm wondering what's going on. Why is Candace, getting on my parade over here? So what a shame, guys. This is this is where we are at with Lady Candace. Okay, this is Candace Owens. Yes, that's a nice one, right? I like that. I like that song. We'll play it again. All right, fine. Let's how we doing on time? Let's do a little bit over here. Then we'll call it a night. All right. So Candace Owens is not done, guys. Okay. So here we go with another version of Candace Owens. All right.
About small things, which I don't like, because why lie about small things? only a guilty conscience of sorts lies about little things. And there are a few points that we have covered throughout the story that right away jumped out at me as odd. First and foremost, of course, Bibi Netanyahu over-inserting himself, not even just on day one, minute one. He tweeted before the president of the United States that Charlie had lost his life. That's weird. It's very weird, and we should not forget how weird that is, especially because when he went on multiple hits doing Fox News and Greta Van Sustern's show, he lied about the contents of a letter that Charlie Kirk had written him back in May. What I also don't like are the people like Josh Hammer and Seth Dillon, people that I know who are very nasty and work behind the scenes. I don't like that they have not yet been honest or forthcoming about the pressure that they and others were putting on Charlie Kirk. That just strikes me as odd. There's no reason to lie. No reason to pretend that you weren't doing that, to try to massage it and lie about it. I believe that there are lies by omission, and I view them both to be liars, okay? And of course, who could forget the word length?
Yeah, so you see, Candace Owens, right? And no, there were other international leaders who sent condolences to Charlie Kirk's family. The Prime Minister of UK did the same thing. So how come Candace is not talking about him? Why did he, send condolences to Charlie Kirk? You see what I'm saying? But no, because Bibi issued the condolences, no, they are for something. He lied about the letter. Well, the letter came out, Candace Owens. The letter does not support what you're saying. So the thing is, Candace Owens, whatever she is saying cannot be supported with the evidence that's just out there. That is the problem. If she had evidence, to be quite honest, the way people are drinking her Kool-Aid, it'll even be double that. Okay? So now, Turning Point needs to prove that Candace Owens, 48 hours before Charlie Kirk's incident, Candace Owens was going back to Turning Point. So I am also saying the same thing, guys. I was hired by Charlie Kirk at Turning Point. So Turning Point need to produce that evidence. So yes, Candace, you and me both. Turning Point need to produce this evidence. I was just like, yeah. Candace, please. Candace needs to go home. Candace needs to go home at this point, okay? Oh, man. Where is Mr. Farmer when you needed him at this hour? Oh, man, what are you guys saying? Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, thank you. Yes. Jay Witt. Oh, thank you. Podcast. Get her. Get her. Oh, no, you've covered all this. You covered this, Jason, man. Like, the stuff that Candace is saying, I was just like, this is crazy, okay? We've left the crazy town, okay? The cuckoo town, we've left it. I don't know where we are at right now, okay? All right, so Candace Owens, she's not done, guys, okay? She's concerned about Turning Point USA. So now she's even questioning the actual organization. Charlie Kirk's wife is now in charge. She's a CEO, chairman, as well as the president of Turning Point USA. So we'll see what she has to say about all these other things, because I'm sure she has to respond at some point, All right, fine. Let's see a little bit.
Who said that they were there and present when Charlie had expressed some concerns about where the money was going. And leading up to that moment, Charlie had by and large completely removed himself outside of the organ of fundraising, which is to say that it wasn't something that he necessarily had his finger on. Of course, he always would show up for top donor meetings. He is the face of the company. But in terms of the accounting specifics, he trusted his lieutenants. Of course, something that big, you're clearing $100 million a year, you got to have lieutenants and you have to trust those lieutenants. And of course, sometimes those leaders don't like one another. That's all normal. But then there arrived a moment when Charlie felt that the money was disappearing. Allegedly, I'll say allegedly here, but I think we have some proof that shows that. And the excuses that he was being given for the money disappearing wasn't adding up for Charlie. Said another way, the math wasn't mathing, okay? He felt that, again, according to sources, that the company was burning through cash too quickly. And Charlie set about finding out why and how this was happening. So on September 2nd, which is, of course, just 1 week before he lost his life, Charlie surprised the company by announcing that he was putting together a Doge department. Yes, a Department of Government Efficiency like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy had set out to do. Trump won. They got behind him, right? They said, hey, there's
So, as far as this issue is concerned, right? The issue is if this was what was happening with Charlie in the company, how come Candace didn't discuss this on her program prior to Charlie incident at the university? You see what I'm saying? Because Candace Owens would have already done a program. Guys, turning point, they're having money issues, whatever else they may be, right? That could actually be true that they were having money issues. They're a donor-funded organization. Okay, they're a donor-funded organization. So whatever else they were doing, the money, where the money is coming from, all those things, fine. Those things can be investigated. Those things can definitely be looked at. So the question is, when did Candace Owens learn about the money issues, the money trouble within Turning Point USA? How come she didn't talk about this prior to Charlie's situation? And then why would Candace go and work for an organization that's struggling financially? Because Charlie Kirk had offered her a job. You know what I mean? So if Charlie Kirk offered her a job, where is that proof? Where is that evidence? You see what I'm saying? She did just like, we need more information, Candace, if we have to go down this rabbit hole with you. So far, you have not produced anything. What you have produced is your feelings, is your gut, is your is your instincts and everything. You know what I mean? That's not good enough. That is absolutely not good enough. But let's not forget, this is the same Candace who has no problem defending Kanye West, who has no problem defending Andrew Tate, okay, despite a whole bunch of evidence against Andrew Tate. But now we should abandon, she doesn't want to believe that, but we should believe her. So, no, Candace, I think that letter coming out, if there was anything left of her credibility, guys, I think it's gone. It's absolutely, it's gone at this point. So Candace Owens also put out information that Charlie Kirk was summoned to go to Hampton, where an intervention took place. Okay? And that didn't happen, but Candace Owens told her audience that's what happened. So they went to this place. Some of this thing is almost like, man, should we even go down that rabbit hole? So there's this Bill Ackman. He's Jewish, biggest donor in these campaigns and everything. Okay, he lives in Hampton, and he hosted the influencers. Charlie Kirk is the one who reached out to him to talk to the influencers how they can, maneuver in a public square when it comes to Israel. So he paid for these influencers their accommodation, their flights, and the food. So they were hosted at the hotel in the Hamptons. But Charlie Kirk is the one who put all this together. So Bill Ackman funded Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk brought in all these influencers, okay? So the goal was, whatever, have some talking points, this, that, and the third. So Candace Owens was under the impression that issue was put forward for Charlie Kirk to be put down on the carpet, but that's not what happened. Charlie Kirk is actually the one who organized the whole thing, and it was not an intervention. The gentleman hosted them. The only thing he talked about was finances. He ended up answering 2 questions that had to do with Israel. There was nothing there. But Candace Owens told the audience something else. So this gentleman ended up producing the evidence, text messages and stuff. And yes, the text messages, it was Charlie Kirk who reached out to to Bill Ackman. It was even Charlie Kirk said, you know what? Next time when I come in, we should take the ladies, have dinner. Like, have a couple's dinner. So why would Charlie Kirk want to go back to the person, quote unquote, who issued an intervention? Why would Charlie Kirk receive the money from this guy to put out all these events with the influencers, right? Charlie Kirk could have just done that on his own. You see what I'm saying? So the evidence that Charlie Kirk mind had changed on Israel is just not there, guys. And the evidence that Israel is the one who deleted Charlie Kirk is just not there. The young man has been charged, okay, innocent until proven guilty. So we'll see what happens in the court of law. If Israel did this thing, if the prime minister, if somebody else killed Charlie, if somebody else did this thing, so far the evidence is not there. There is zero evidence to that issue. If there is, Candace needs to produce that. So far, all the people she has talked about, they have produced something to clear themselves. Candace Owens has produced nothing. Nothing. So here is a clip about the Bill Ackman situation, okay? Let's just watch a little bit. Here we go, guys.
I tell you guys about this weekend in the Hamptons. I tell you about Bibi Netanyahu calling Charlie Kirk and inviting him to Israel. And Bill Ackman replies with an essay, a college essay, 959 words to be precise, was his response to me speaking about that, where he himself did not actually address my point about the quote unquote intervention, which is how Charlie described it himself, and my point about Bibi Netanyahu and the offer to take Turning Point to the next level financially. No one wants to address those points because I was being honest. People thought that Charlie's ideas were trending in the wrong direction. And by the way, regarding that now infamous weekend, the response videos that were made, which seemed like there was some sort of a PR crisis going on, the response tweets that were fashioned, they were sort of getting funny. Xavier DeRusso.
So notice, Candace Owens just scrolled up those tweets, right? She never read them, okay? She never read them to our audience. So yeah, the tweets are there, whatever online. I'm on Twitter. So, I see this thing, I listen to all these other things. So the people there is just like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Candace Owens is at it again, okay? It's just like, man, Candace, what are you doing? So yeah, the tweets are there. You could actually see it's Charlie Kirk. There was a time there. There was a response there that was given. Candace Owens never read those tweets on her program. She's just said, oh, this guy just responded with 7 tweets. The guy just put out the information that he had with Charlie Kirk in private. Candace Owens never debunked any of those. So she was out here telling her audience there was an intervention that took place. Candace Owens never produced a single evidence that Charlie Kirk sent to her that, oh, there was this intervention. None of that happened. So the person that Candace Owens accused of issuing this intervention produced that particular evidence. So it's just like all the people that she's accusing, even if you were to grant that they had something to do with what happened to Charlie, so far, Candace Owens, she has failed miserably to prove that point. That's what I'm saying. So to me, if you're out here telling us all these people are actually guilty, you need to produce evidence. They're the ones who are producing evidence, to be quite honest, above and beyond. Yeah, so that guy just put out the information. Charlie Kirk is the one who initiated everything with Bill Ackman. And the tweets are there. The text messages from Charlie Kirk, as well as the text messages from Bill Ackman. So you can actually read what Charlie said. You can actually read what Bill Ackman said. There's no there. So she talked about the letter. The letter has come out. Whatever else, there's no there. So now, what is she? Excuse me. She's switching on. Now the accusations are on the doorstep of Turning Point. So this is where Candace Owens is going, guys. So I am exhausted on your behalf. Okay. So now Candace Owens now things have taken a turn. So she did another live today, and this is where things are going. Take a listen to this, guys, okay? All right.
Therefore, a new lead surgeon, Andrew Zenger, over at the hospital, the regional hospital that Charlie was taken to, although that was not the nearest hospital from the university, and it also ranked extremely low in terms of the most best equipped hospital, if you will, to deal with the sort of trauma that Charlie was suffering from, a neck wound, obviously. So it's very strange. I think it would be interesting to learn whether or not that new CEO and surgeon worked on Charlie? That's something that I would like to find out. If you know that information, please.
So, guys, I don't know if you saw the actual video of Charlie Kirk's situation. Okay, I watched it. And I watched that video. My conclusion was, I think Charlie Kirk, by the time he was put in the car, he was already gone. He was already gone. If he wasn't already gone, to drive from that point to their destination, I think he was already gone. Okay? So, Candace Owens, what is she implying over here? So, the hospital where these guys went to, right, was not equipped to deal with those type of trauma, that type of injury. So, you tell me these people are rushing to the hospital. You tell me they're going to have time to start Googling if this hospital is XYZ. Who is going to do that in an emergency situation? Nobody is going to do that. And you know, obviously you don't live in Utah. All you're doing is that you are in the car, you put your GPS where you go, you just want to go to the hospital. That's it. So even if there was a hospital that was closed, if your Google Maps is showing you whatever hospital, that's where you're going to go. So what is she trying to imply? Oh, these people decided to go to a hospital that was so far away, leaving a hospital that was so close behind, so that Charlie shouldn't make it. Does that even make sense? I just like, man, Candace Owens, like you're doing way too much. And then now, because the person who works there happened to be no person. So, I mean, to concoct this conspiracy. So the entire hospital, you had to have a new CEO. Then these people had to know not to go to a nearest hospital. Then this issue happened. I'm like, yes, I don't even want to go. Like, what are we doing, Candace? Okay, but this is where she's going, right? So she is taking you. I mean, there's just no way to exhaust this thing in any way, shape, or form. There's no way to exhaust this thing. The people who took Charlie Kirk, those are his people. Those are his own security team are the one who transported Charlie Kirk. So even if these people wanted to do something to Charlie Kirk, why would they do it in a public place like that? They are his security people. You know what I'm saying? They could have just done it in someplace else, not in a public place like that. You see what I'm saying? Why would they want to do it there? They are his security guys. They know where he lives. They know what he eats, things of that nature. So I'm like, Candace, this is way too much, guys. Okay. What are you guys saying? I know, you know. Leslie, hallucinated. She's been drinking, hallucinated. The damage was so bad. It's gone instantly. Yes, absolutely. I mean, that letter that came out, I thought Candace Owens was going to fold up her tent, okay, and call it quit. So, no, Candace did not do any of that. So, yes, she's absolutely continuing on this conspiracy train, okay? So, I don't think, yes, because, you know, you can do it, okay? Yeah, I'm even exhausted. I was just like, man, when I saw this, I'm like, no, this cannot be right, okay? This is this is crazy. This is crazy, okay? So, yes, that's exactly what we have with the Candace Owens, you know? Candace Owens, yeah. So, I shout out to this person who did this video, okay?